Another day, another story. My dearest Elizabeth, I write to you now from the depths of my soul, burdened by a tale that has consumed my every waking thought. I find myself ensnared in a web of temptation and destruction, a world where innocence is shattered and darkness reigns. It is a story that begins in the secluded manor that has been my sheltered haven for as long as I can remember. Imagine, if you will, a place untouched by the outside world, nestled amidst the rolling hills of the English countryside. The manor stands tall and proud, its ivy-covered walls whispering secrets of generations past. It is a place of haunting beauty, where shadows dance upon the ancient oak floors, and the wind carries the echoes of forgotten whispers. In this haven of solitude, I have lived a sheltered existence, shielded from the harsh realities that lie beyond its walls. My days have been filled with the quiet pursuits of reading and painting, my mind untouched by the temptations that lurk in the outside world. But all of that changed, my dear Elizabeth, the day I first encountered him. Sebastian. The name alone sends a shiver down my spine, for he is a man of mystery and intrigue. Tall and enigmatic, he possesses a charm that is both intoxicating and dangerous. His piercing blue eyes hold secrets that I long to unravel, and his voice, oh his voice, it is a siren's call that beckons me into the depths of his world. It was on a dreary afternoon, as the rain cascaded down the manor's leaded windows, that I first laid eyes upon him. He appeared like a spectre, emerging from the mist that clung to the moors. His presence was unexpected, and yet, it felt as if fate had conspired to bring us together. From that moment, my dear friend, my life was forever altered. Sebastian's presence in the manor awakened a dormant desire within me, a hunger for something more than the sheltered existence I had known. He spoke of far-off lands and adventures that lay beyond the confines of our secluded haven, and with each word, my heart yearned to follow him into the unknown. But, my dear Elizabeth, I must confess that I was not blind to the warnings that others whispered behind closed doors. They spoke of Sebastian's questionable reputation, of his involvement in scandalous affairs that had left a trail of broken hearts in his wake. They cautioned me to stay away, to protect my innocence from the clutches of a man who was nothing more than a seductive illusion. Yet, despite their warnings, I found myself drawn to him like a moth to a flame. His enigmatic charm and seductive allure were impossible to resist. I longed to unravel the mysteries that lay beneath his captivating exterior, to discover the truth that lurked within his soul. And so, my dear Elizabeth, I find myself standing at the precipice of a dangerous game. I am torn between the safety of my sheltered existence and the allure of a world that promises passion and adventure. The path before me is shrouded in darkness, and I fear that once I take that first step, there will be no turning back. I write to you now, my confidant, to share the depths of my heart and the turmoil that consumes my every thought. I fear for what lies ahead, for the consequences of my desires and the destruction they may bring. But I am compelled to follow this path, to delve into the darkness and discover what lies beyond. In my next letter, my dear Elizabeth, I shall reveal the depths to which I have descended, the forbidden desires that consume me, and the consequences that I now face. Until then, hold me in your thoughts and pray for my soul. Yours forever, Amelia. My dearest Elizabeth, I write to you now with a heavy heart, burdened by the weight of my own desires and the consequences that loom ever closer. Since my last letter, I have descended further into the depths of temptation, my soul entangled in a web of forbidden desires and dangerous secrets. Sebastian's presence in my life has become all-consuming, his enigmatic charm and seductive allure drawing me deeper into his world with each passing day. Our encounters have become more frequent, our stolen moments filled with a passion that ignites a fire within me, a fire that threatens to consume everything I hold dear. Oh, Elizabeth, how can I convey the conflicting emotions that swirl within me? Guilt and pleasure intertwine, their dance a constant torment to my soul. I am acutely aware of the dire consequences of my actions, the potential for ruin that lurks just beyond the veil of our secret meetings. And yet, I cannot resist the pull of his touch, the intoxicating taste of his lips against mine. With each encounter, Sebastian leads me further down the path of temptation and darkness. The boundaries of propriety blur, and I find myself willingly surrendering to the desires that have awakened within me. The world outside the manor fades away, and in those stolen moments, it is only Sebastian and I, bound together by a passion that defies reason. But, my dear Elizabeth, the world outside our clandestine affair threatens to expose our secret. Whispers of our connection have reached my ears, carried on the wind like a harbinger of doom. I fear the consequences of discovery, the judgment and scorn that will surely follow. And yet, even in the face of this impending danger, I find myself unable to sever the ties that bind me to Sebastian. My narrative, my dear friend, becomes fragmented and disjointed as my descent into darkness accelerates. The lines between right and wrong blur, and I find myself questioning my own sanity. The manor, once a sanctuary of tranquility, now mirrors the turmoil within my own mind. Shadows dance upon the walls, their movements mirroring the chaos that rages within me. I am acutely aware of the destructive power of temptation, the toll it takes on my soul. The guilt weighs heavily upon me, threatening to consume me entirely. I am torn between the allure of forbidden desires and the knowledge that indulging them will lead to my ruin. And yet, I am unable to extricate myself from this dangerous dance, this game of temptation that has ensnared me. Oh, Elizabeth, I fear that I have lost myself in this labyrinth of desire. The consequences of my actions loom ever closer, and I am left with a sense of desperation and despair. I am haunted by the choices I have made, the path I have chosen to follow. And now, as I stand on the precipice of the abyss, I can only pray for redemption, for a glimmer of hope in this descent into darkness. In my next letter, my dear Elizabeth, I shall reveal the climax of this tragic tale, the confrontation that will seal my fate. Until then, hold me in your thoughts and pray for my soul. Yours forever, Amelia. My dearest Elizabeth, I write to you now with a heavy heart, burdened by the weight of my own desires and the consequences that loom ever closer. Since my last letter, I have descended further into the depths of temptation, my soul entangled in a web of forbidden desires and dangerous secrets. The day of reckoning has arrived, Elizabeth. I could no longer bear the weight of my guilt and the knowledge that I had brought ruin upon myself and those I hold dear. I confronted Sebastian, demanding answers, seeking some semblance of truth in this labyrinth of deceit. His face, once so alluring, now twisted with a mixture of surprise and betrayal. I could see the flicker of panic in his eyes as he realized that his carefully constructed facade had crumbled before me. And yet, even in that moment of confrontation, he remained enigmatic, his words dripping with deception. I pleaded with him, begged for an explanation, for some shred of remorse. But his words were empty, hollow promises that offered no solace. He denied any wrongdoing, shifting blame onto me, onto my own desires and the choices I had made. In that moment, I saw him for what he truly was, a manipulator, a destroyer of souls. The weight of my actions crashed down upon me, Elizabeth, like a tidal wave of remorse and regret. I saw the devastation I had caused, the lives torn asunder by my own selfish desires. I could no longer deny the truth, the consequences of my choices staring me in the face. Guilt consumed me, gnawing at my conscience like a relentless beast. I was left with a profound sense of despair, knowing that I could never undo the damage I had wrought. The darkness that had once beckoned me with its seductive allure now suffocated me, its grip tightening with each passing moment. Oh, Elizabeth, how I long for forgiveness, for a chance to redeem myself in the eyes of those I have wronged. But I fear it is too late, that the damage is irreparable. I am left with nothing but shattered dreams and a heart heavy with remorse. As I write these words, tears stain the parchment, a testament to the pain that engulfs me. I am a broken woman, my spirit shattered by the consequences of my actions. I can only hope that in sharing this tale of my descent into darkness, others may learn from my mistakes, may find the strength to resist the allure of forbidden desires. My dear Elizabeth, I implore you to hold me in your thoughts, to pray for my soul as I navigate this treacherous path. I know not what lies ahead, what further trials await me. But I shall face them with a heavy heart and a resolve to find redemption, to reclaim the light that has been extinguished within me. In my final letter, my dear friend, I shall bid you farewell. I shall share with you the aftermath of this tragic tale, the remnants of a life torn apart by temptation and destruction. Until then, know that you are in my thoughts, and I am forever grateful for your unwavering support. Yours in darkness, Amelia. Thanks for watching.